Kano Studio. Do you find yourself rushing through meals or eating while doing other activities, such as working or scrolling through social media? If so, you're not alone. Many of us live in a fast-paced world that encourages us to multitask and prioritize productivity over self-care. However, this approach can take a toll on our physical and mental health, particularly when it comes to eating. When we don't pay attention to our food in the act of eating, we miss out on an opportunity to nourish our bodies and enjoy one of life's simple pleasures. That's where mindful eating comes in. Mindful eating is a practice that involves paying attention to your food, your senses, and your surroundings. It's about being present in the moment and fully engaging with the experience of eating. When we eat mindfully, we savor the flavors and textures of our food, notice how it makes us feel, and appreciate the social and cultural context in which we're eating. Mindful eating is not a diet or a set of rules to follow, but a way of approaching food and nourishment that can lead to greater well-being. Research has shown that mindful eating can have numerous benefits for both physical and mental health. For instance, it can help with weight management by reducing overeating or snacking. It can also improve digestion by allowing our bodies to better absorb nutrients and reduce symptoms such as bloating or acid reflux. For those with diabetes, mindful eating can help with blood sugar control by reducing the need for medication or insulin. In addition to these physical health benefits, mindful eating can also improve our mental health. When we eat mindfully, we're more likely to be present and focused, which can reduce stress and improve our mood. By paying attention to our food and surroundings, we can also improve our relationship with food and develop a healthier approach to eating. Mindful eating can help us feel more in control of our food choices and reduce the tendency to view food as a source of anxiety or guilt. In this video, we'll explore the art of mindful eating in more detail and offer tips for incorporating it into your daily life. Whether you're a seasoned mindful eater or new to the practice, this video will provide you with insights and practical strategies for enjoying your food and boosting your health. What is mindful eating? At its core, mindful eating is about paying attention. It's about being fully present and engaged in the act of eating, rather than rushing through it or doing other things at the same time. When we eat mindfully, we use our senses to fully experience the taste, smell, and texture of our food. We pay attention to our body's hunger and fullness signals, and we savor each bite. The principles of mindful eating can vary slightly depending on who you ask, but some common themes include eating slowly and without distractions. Mindful eating involves giving your full attention to the act of eating. This means putting away your phone, turning off the TV, and focusing solely on your food. By doing so, you can fully experience the flavors and textures of your food, and you're more likely to notice when you're full. Using your senses. Mindful eating involves engaging all of your senses when you eat. This means taking the time to appreciate the colors, smells, and textures of your food, as well as the flavors. You might take a moment to observe the food on your plate before taking a bite, or close your eyes and savor the taste of each bite. Paying attention to hunger and fullness signals. Mindful eating involves being attuned to your body's signals of hunger and fullness. This means eating when you're hungry, but not continuing to eat once you're full. It also means being mindful of emotional triggers that might cause you to eat even when you're not hungry. Cultivating a non-judgmental attitude. Mindful eating involves being kind and compassionate to yourself. This means avoiding self-criticism or guilt about your food choices, and instead focusing on nourishing your body and enjoying your food. To put these principles into practice, here are some examples of what mindful eating might look like in action. Before taking a bite of food, take a moment to observe the colors and textures on your plate. Notice any aromas or flavors you smell. Take small bites and chew slowly, savoring each bite. Focus on the act of eating, without multitasking or getting distracted by other things. Pay attention to your body's signals of hunger and fullness, and stop eating when you feel full. Be aware of emotional triggers that might cause you to overeat or eat when you're not hungry. By practicing these principles of mindful eating, you can develop a greater appreciation for the food you eat, as well as a more balanced and healthy approach to eating. Mindful eating is just one aspect of mindfulness, which is a broader practice that involves being fully present and engaged in the current moment. Mindfulness can be applied to many areas of life beyond eating, and can lead to a range of physical and mental health benefits. For example, practicing mindfulness in everyday activities such as walking, driving, or doing household chores can help reduce stress and increase feelings of relaxation. Mindfulness meditation, which involves sitting quietly and focusing on your breath or other sensations, has been shown to have numerous benefits, such as reducing anxiety, depression, and chronic pain. The principles of mindfulness are similar to those of mindful eating. They involve paying attention to the present moment without judgment. By doing so, you can reduce the tendency to get caught up in worries or regrets about the past or future, and instead focus on what's happening right now. Here are some ways to incorporate mindfulness into other areas of life. Mindful breathing. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Notice the sensations of the breath as it enters and leaves your body, and try to let go of any distracting thoughts or feelings. Mindful movement. Incorporate mindfulness into your exercise routine by focusing on the sensations of your body as you move. For example, pay attention to the feeling of your feet hitting the ground as you walk or run. Mindful communication. When talking to others, try to be fully present and engaged in the conversation. Avoid multitasking or getting distracted by your phone or other devices. Mindful relaxation. When you have free time, try to engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as reading, listening to music, or spending time in nature. Be fully present and enjoy the experience without distractions or worries. By incorporating mindfulness into various areas of life, you can improve your overall well-being and reduce stress and anxiety. Mindful eating is just one piece of the puzzle, but by cultivating a broader mindfulness practice, you can enhance your mental and physical health and lead a more fulfilling life. The benefits of mindful eating. Practicing mindful eating has been shown to have numerous benefits for both physical and mental health. Here are some of the ways that mindful eating can improve your overall well-being. Weight management. Research has found that people who practice mindful eating are more likely to have a lower body mass index, BMI, and be at a healthy weight. One study of 1,400 adults found that those who scored higher on a mindfulness questionnaire had lower BMIs and were less likely to be obese. Mindful eating can help with weight management by reducing overeating or snacking, and by increasing awareness of portion sizes. Improved digestion. Mindful eating can also improve digestion by allowing our bodies to better absorb nutrients and reduce symptoms such as bloating or acid reflux. When we eat mindfully, we're more likely to chew our food thoroughly, which can aid in digestion. Additionally, mindful eating can reduce stress, which is a known trigger for digestive problems. Better blood sugar control. For people with diabetes or insulin resistance, mindful eating can be particularly helpful. By being more aware of the types and amounts of food they're eating, people with diabetes can better control their blood sugar levels. One study of people with type 2 diabetes found that those who participated in a mindfulness-based eating program had better blood sugar control than those who didn't. Regulation of appetite hormones. Hormones such as leptin and ghrelin play a key role in regulating appetite and food intake. Mindful eating can help regulate these hormones by increasing awareness of hunger and fullness signals. By eating when hungry and stopping when full, we can better regulate these hormones and reduce overeating. In addition to these physical health benefits, mindful eating can also improve our mental health. By reducing stress and improving our relationship with food, mindful eating can help reduce negative emotions such as guilt or shame. It can also promote positive emotions such as satisfaction and enjoyment, leading to an overall improved mood. For mental health, mindful eating can have a range of positive effects. Here are some of the ways that mindful eating can improve your emotional well-being. Stress reduction. When we practice mindful eating, we're more likely to slow down and savor our food. This can help promote relaxation and reduce feelings of stress. Additionally, by focusing on the present moment, we can reduce worries or regrets about the past or future. Improved mood. Mindful eating can also improve our mood by increasing feelings of satisfaction and pleasure around eating. By fully experiencing the flavors and textures of our food, we can feel more fulfilled and content. Additionally, by reducing negative emotions such as guilt or shame, we can improve our overall well-being. Positive relationship with food. Many people have a fraught relationship with food, often feeling guilty or anxious about what they eat. Mindful eating can help people develop a more positive relationship with food by reducing the tendency to view food as a source of anxiety or guilt. By focusing on nourishing our bodies and enjoying our food, we can develop a more balanced and healthy approach to eating. Improved body image. By reducing negative emotions such as guilt or shame around food, mindful eating can also improve body image. By focusing on nourishing our bodies rather than restricting them, we can develop a more positive relationship with our bodies and reduce the tendency to engage in negative self-talk. In addition to these mental health benefits, mindful eating can also have positive effects on interpersonal relationships. By being fully present and engaged during meals, we can improve our connections with others and deepen our sense of social support. By practicing mindful eating, we can experience a range of benefits for both physical and mental health. In the next section, we'll provide tips for incorporating mindful eating into your daily life. Tips for practicing mindful eating. Incorporating mindful eating into your daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. Here are some practical tips for getting started. Eat slowly. One of the key principles of mindful eating is to slow down and savor your food. Take your time when you eat, and try to fully experience the flavors and textures of each bite. Avoid distractions. When you're eating, try to minimize distractions such as TV or phone use. Instead, focus on the experience of eating and the people you're sharing the meal with. Pay attention to hunger and fullness cues. Before you start eating, take a moment to check in with your body and see how hungry you are. During the meal, pay attention to your body's signals of fullness and stop eating when you feel satisfied. Practice gratitude. Before you start eating, take a moment to reflect on where your food came from and the effort that went into preparing it. This can help cultivate a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the food you're eating. Engage your senses. Use all of your senses to fully experience your food. Notice the colors, textures, smells, and tastes of each bite. Avoid judgment. When you're eating, try to avoid judging your food or yourself. Instead, practice self-compassion and focus on nourishing your body with healthy, satisfying food. Experiment with new foods. Mindful eating can be an opportunity to try new foods and flavors. When you're open to new experiences, you can expand your palate and discover new healthy foods that you enjoy. By incorporating these tips into your daily routine, you can practice mindful eating and experience the numerous benefits for both physical and mental health. Remember that mindful eating is a practice, and it takes time and patience to develop. With consistent effort and dedication, you can develop a healthy and positive relationship with food that will benefit you for years to come. While practicing mindful eating can be simple, it's not always easy. Here are some common challenges people might face, and suggestions for how to overcome them. Distractions. In today's fast-paced world, it can be hard to slow down and focus on the experience of eating. To minimize distractions, try turning off the TV or putting away your phone during mealtimes. If you're eating with others, engage in conversation that doesn't revolve around food. By focusing on the people around you and the experience of eating, you can minimize distractions and be more present in the moment. Time constraints. Many people feel rushed during meals, whether due to work schedules or family obligations. If you're short on time, try to carve out even a few minutes to practice mindful eating. Even a few deep breaths before a meal can help you slow down and be more present. Additionally, meal prepping or planning ahead can help you make healthier choices and avoid grabbing unhealthy snacks on the go. Emotional triggers. For some people, food is closely tied to emotions such as stress, anxiety, or boredom. If you find yourself turning to food as a source of comfort, try to identify the emotions or situations that trigger these behaviors. Then, find alternative coping mechanisms such as exercise, meditation, or talking to a friend. By addressing the underlying emotions, you can reduce the tendency to turn to food as a way of coping. External cues. Sometimes we're tempted to eat simply because food is in front of us, whether it's free samples at the grocery store or leftovers in the fridge. To reduce the temptation to eat out of habit or external cues, try to be more intentional about your eating habits. Plan ahead for meals and snacks, and keep healthy options readily available. By making mindful choices, you can reduce the tendency to eat simply because food is available. Overcoming challenges to mindful eating. While mindful eating can have numerous benefits, it's not always easy to practice consistently. Here are some common challenges people might face when trying to incorporate mindful eating into their daily lives, and some suggestions for how to overcome them. Time constraints. Many people feel rushed during meals, whether due to work schedules or family obligations. If you're short on time, try to carve out even a few minutes to practice mindful eating. Even a few deep breaths before a meal can help you slow down and be more present. Additionally, meal prepping or planning ahead can help you make healthier choices and avoid grabbing unhealthy snacks on the go. Emotional triggers. For some people, food is closely tied to emotions such as stress, anxiety, or boredom. If you find yourself turning to food as a source of comfort, try to identify the emotions or situations that trigger these behaviors. Then, find alternative coping mechanisms such as exercise, meditation, or talking to a friend. By addressing the underlying emotions, you can reduce the tendency to turn to food as a way of coping. Distractions. In today's fast-paced world, it can be hard to slow down and focus on the experience of eating. To minimize distractions, try turning off the TV or putting away your phone during mealtimes. If you're eating with others, engage in conversation that doesn't revolve around food. By focusing on the people around you and the experience of eating, you can minimize distractions and be more present in the moment. External cues. Sometimes we're tempted to eat simply because food is in front of us, whether it's free samples at the grocery store or leftovers in the fridge. To reduce the temptation to eat out of habit or external cues, try to be more intentional about your eating habits. Plan ahead for meals and snacks, and keep healthy options readily available. By making mindful choices, you can reduce the tendency to eat simply because food is available. Negative self-talk. Many people struggle with negative self-talk around food, such as feeling guilty or ashamed about what they eat. If you find yourself engaging in this type of thinking, try to reframe your thoughts in a more positive way. Focus on nourishing your body with healthy, satisfying food, and practice self-compassion rather than self-criticism. As you know, mindful eating is a simple and powerful practice that can help us develop a more positive relationship with food and improve our physical and mental health. By paying attention to our senses, being present in the moment, and approaching food with a non-judgmental attitude, we can nourish our bodies and minds in a way that feels healthy and sustainable. In this video, we've explored the principles of mindful eating and discussed the many benefits, including improved digestion, weight management, reduced stress, and improved mood. We've also provided tips for incorporating mindful eating into daily life and strategies for overcoming common challenges, such as time constraints and emotional triggers. Remember that practicing mindful eating is a journey, and it's okay to make mistakes or encounter obstacles along the way. By staying committed to the practice and being kind to ourselves, we can cultivate a more positive relationship with food and experience the many benefits for both physical and mental health. So the next time you sit down to eat, take a moment to slow down, savor the experience, and approach your food with curiosity and gratitude. With consistent practice and dedication, you can cultivate a healthy and positive relationship with food that will benefit you for years to come.